Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. This comic haul is brought to you by First Edition Comics. He's kind of been hitting me up lately. We've been sharing some stories and sharing some books and talking about stuff. Pretty cool guy, Paul. In any case, we were talking about some books. He was talking about selling some books, and he had a line on some books. So I told him what books I was looking for, and wouldn't you know it, he knew where one was. He hit me up and told me that he found it for the price I was looking for it. So we made the deal. He bought it, I guess, and I gave him the money, and all was well. And then he threw in a bunch of books for an AOK as well, which he said he was already planning. So cool stuff, good stuff. Not gonna waste your time. Here's the first book, Bulletman #1. This is the book that I was after. This is a big book for me. I'm very, very happy to have it. It's fantastic condition for what it is. This book's from 1941, so it's got some age on it. But there's something very special about this book, and that is the paint that they used. Here you can see it's kind of like a reflective metallic paint there. 64 issues of exciting super adventures featuring Bulletman and Bulletgirl. Hey girl. Now, if you don't know who Bulletgirl is, she's a Golden Age superhero. See, Bulletman, he uses this apparatus, that he's invented. And he actually, laws of physics be damned, he actually uses that to fly, and it kind of pulls him forward, it propels him forward. So it's kind of like if somebody was using you and just slinging you by your head. So, but in any case, he uses that, and then when she discovers kind of who he is or whatever in other stories, she signs up to be Bulletgirl. So they're basically detectives and solving crimes and getting called upon to come in and help. So pretty cool stuff. But look at this metallic paint. You can really see it pronounced on the actual Bulletman logo, which is made of bullets. Isn't that cool? I just love that. And that silvery metallic is just killer. So good. It's on the helmets, it's on their trim, it's on their belts, it's on the bottom of his boot. It's just really, really cool looking book. You can't beat it unless you try, and even if you try, you still probably can't. So Bulletman, Bulletgirl, just a fantastic, that cover. Of course, it's got some damage and stuff, but 1941, I'm not going to be too picky. I haven't cleaned it or added any tape to it or done anything to it. This is the way it is. Probably going to leave it that way. I don't think that I want to do too much to this book in ways of restoration. I thought about cleaning some of this like yellow circle out. You can see there's quite a bit of dirt and stuff, and I think a lot of that would come off. But for right now, I'm going to enjoy it the way it is, and I'll get around to cleaning it some other time. Next up, we have some books that he sent me as part of the AOK. So we've got this one here is Strange Adventures number 168. And this is, I kind of like this when I think about cleaning books. So the hand that erased Earth, and the whole book is nothing but this. It's like that guy's hand, so, or that alien's hand. So pretty cool. I can dig it. Star Trek number something, number 5 or number 10 or something like that, or 13. Who knows? Star Trek, the Gold Key Comics. I'm not a huge fan of these. I do like sci-fi and stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of the Star Trek run, although there are a couple of them that I am looking to pick up that feature the Enterprise on the cover. But pretty cool. I like when they did the picture at the top. I like those a lot. I also like the ones that have the little like TV screen where they put up there. I like that too. But in any case, there you go, Star Trek. Cool. I might see if Jambo Comics needs that issue. I know he's trying to work on a run. Next, we've got Spider-Woman number 12. Now, I collect a lot of Spider-Woman, and I'm working on this run. I didn't have this book, so that's super cool. I'm very happy to have it. Spider-Woman number 12 is a fantastic copy. A lot better than a lot of the other copies that I have of this book. So look at it, looking fine. But I really want you to notice in some of the better art on these books, you see that it's not just the foreground that they worked on. Of course, he's got the pretty face there, but it's not just a foreground, but the detail is in the background characters. And if you notice, you got that guy there, right? And you got that guy there. But look at the detail on that lady there. See if you can get a close-up of that. If I can get the camera to cooperate. Look at the detail on that woman's face. I mean, that's fantastic. Even on her fingers. Can you get a close-up of the fingers? Look at the finger detail there. The expression on her face. Look at how she's got her hair up in a bun. I mean, that's a really, really high, tight bun. They did a good job on that. Fantastic work. I mean, you just can't beat that. Just a great. That's an artist doing good work. I think that's an Infantino cover, if I'm not mistaken. So, great stuff, Carmine. You get my seal o approval. Next up, I want to show this book. This is Jungle Comics number 84. Super psyched to have this one. Not sure if I'm going to put this in the office. I've got a Jungle Comics at work that I really like, but this is in so much better condition than that. I might switch them out or just switch them out periodically. So really happy to have this. Kainga is what I call it. Jungle Lord in Blood Spore of the Faceless Monster. Okay. What I like about this book and this copy of this book in particular is that it's complete, and a lot of my Jungle Comics I pick up. First of all, if you're trying to get into Golden Age, Fiction House is a great publishing house. They did a lot of different things, and they did it all really well. Also high quality to the printing. And then you also had the Jungle set of the Fiction Comics publishing house, which are these and some others. And they use every inch of that cover is used up in all of them. And they often wrote at the bottom. And so a lot of times when you pick up low grade copies like I tend to do, they're affordable. They're even more affordable in low grade. I mean, this is a great title to pick up. You can get these for, not in this condition, but generally they go for anywhere from $20 to $30 for a mid to low grade copy. And that's right about my wheelhouse. Now a copy like this probably run you closer to 50 or more for a copy this nice. It's got some spine issues, but really overall, pretty solid copy of the book. And getting this down here, when you buy the low grades, a lot of time that's all chopped up, or it's acid ate through, or there might even be some moisture damage messing up the title there. And you see the Jungle goes all the way to the top, so a lot of times there'll be rips, or around the staple there'll be a bunch of damage. So to get a book in this good a condition, I'm super psyched with that. Way better than a lot of the condition ones that I pick up for myself. So, and to get that in AOK, super cool. Thank you for that. And this one, I just fell in love with this book. Spaceman #1 from Dell. I just love this book. I keep staring at it. I think it's super cool. I love the painted cover. You know, I'm not a huge Dell Comics fan, and this book isn't necessarily expensive. You can get a copy of this book, and if you just like the cover and you want a cheaper copy, I believe they reused the cover for Spaceman #10, which Dell tended to do a lot. A lot of times the last book in the cover or in the run will be the same cover as the first book, and a lot of times they'll also take stories from the rest of the run and reprint them in that last one. So the last one, a lot of times, if it has a duplicated cover, is often not original material, but is repurposed, reprinted from other issues. Sometimes they just take a whole issue and reprint the whole thing. So, but this is Spaceman #1, and it's super cool. Check that out, man. He's got that kind of glow behind him. I don't know if it's supposed to be the world. I'm thinking not. Then that UFO and the dude dangling from the UFO. It's just so cool. I just love it. And he's got kind of a laser gun, but it kind of still looks like a harpoon gun, but it's a laser. So cool. I just love it. Very, very cool. It says, from the dark reaches of an outer galaxy came an insidious menace and a call for help. Hey, good stuff. So I really, really love this one. It's funny because this is not a book, because this is Silver Age. So this is like 62 or so. So it's probably not a book that I would have ever picked out for myself unless I saw it in person, because seeing this book in person is just fantastic. So I wouldn't have sought to buy this book online, but I just absolutely love it. I almost like it as much as this one, which I definitely would have bought for myself. Spider-Woman, I was working on the run, didn't have it. Star Trek I probably wouldn't have got for myself, but if I saw it cheap enough I would. And Strange Adventures probably not either, but very happy to have those as well. And of course the book that ultimately what started it, or what I was paying for anyway, is this Bulletman #1. And I just got to thank you again, First Edition Comics, for turning me on to the seller that had this and making the deal even. I didn't have to do anything but send some money and sit back and wait for it to show up. So, and since he was already sending me an AOK, he even threw in shipping. So what can you say? Stand up guy, Bulletman #1, an absolute gem of my collection, and got it for a super fair price. Ridiculously fair, really, because he had sent me some pictures of it, and originally the seller wanted a pretty high price for it, about 3 times more than I would have paid for it. So I told him, you know what, this is what I would pay. He made the deal happen, so you gotta love that. There you go, Bulletman #1. All right, well, that's it. We'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. Read a comic, and remember, don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.